Hello. Let's talk about revenge trading. First of all, what is revenge trading? This is the activity that traders engage in when they're trying to make back their losses. So let's have a look at how does this come about and what are the most common causes for it. So the easiest one to understand is where a trader is close to a winning trade and they're anticipating the win, but market conditions suddenly shift. For example, they could be a few pips away from TP, take profit target, and then the market violently reverses and they end up with a loss. Now, when they experience that, what happens is that they will be filled with emotion, possibly regret and anger towards the market. And then what this does is it puts a kind of a cognitive dissonance on them, where they feel less than as dictated by that new balance. And then what that does is it pressurizes them to trade to make back the money. Have you ever experienced that in your personal trading? You take a loss and you've crystallized it and you know you need to walk away, but you just can't seem to do that and you want to keep going back to the markets and getting your money back? That's how it works. Now, why is revenge trading such an important topic for traders to be aware of? This is the one thing that can absolutely decimate your trading account and really set you back. So imagine you take that loss, you can't find yourself and position yourself to walk away, and instead what you do, you go back again. Now you've got the second loss. And the problem with that is it wasn't part of your plan. You should have walked away. Now the pain is even more. Then you take the third loss, a fourth trade, fifth trade, sixth trade, seventh trade, eighth trade. And before you know it, you have blown your account. You have lost enormous amounts of progress in really a short period of time. It takes a long time to build your equity, but a very short time to give it all back. And this is exactly how it kind of comes into play if you're not careful. So what happens in that scenario, by the time the guy has gone through 8 or 9 or 10 losses, they've lost the plot. They've lost the ability to perform effectively. And when the trader is operating in this state of revenge, what is happening is that they are amplifying responses to stress. And cortisol, which is the stress hormone, is being pumped into the brain and the blood at an alarming rate. And it's really a very, very disgusting place to be when you're losing your account, you're taking trade after trade, sometimes impulsively in a session, and you're giving back a lot of profits if you've made profits, or you're just losing your account very, very quickly. So why is it important to talk about this? So that you understand that it is a psychological issue that many traders face and that they can't seem to fix it or get out of that problem. Now, two things happen when a trader falls into the spell of revenge trading. The first is that they, as we said, start to lose a lot of money very, very quickly. Because the mind is no longer focused on performance, it's focused on, I need to get back the money that I lost. And that creates a kind of a pressure that just keeps turning around in your brain. and you're trying to get back to even, you're trying to recover that loss, but you just keep digging yourself into a deeper and deeper hole. Okay? So this is a very, very important one to understand. And how do you stop revenge trading is, well, you've got to be aware of the patterns of revenge trading. And then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you never allow yourself to fall into that place where you engage in revenge trading. So the second problem that revenge trading causes is you can lose confidence in your trading system completely. When you are going through your trades and you're engaging in revenge trading, by the time the smoke clears, you will have lost the confidence in your system that may have been profitable, that may have had an edge. You would have lost that. And then rediscovering it, finding it, can take an enormous amount of time and effort, sometimes months or years, to realize that you had a winning system, but because you engaged in revenge trading, you lost that system. You lost the confidence in that system. And then what happens, what traders do, is they hop from strategy to strategy, mentor to mentor, wasting years and years of their life trying to find a winning system again. So it's very, very important to understand the revenge trading, what it is, why it's so dangerous, and why you should avoid it at all costs. Okay? Take care and subscribe.